We're back.
Hi, we're here again. Same place.
We are splitting this apart like you just heard. Mm-hmm. So now what you're getting is our introduction to Keisha's WIP parade.
Yeah, and there's a lot.
And she didn't even bring it all.
I in classic Keisha fashion, I forgot a couple things.
Pregnancy brain.
Well, I think it's just Keisha brain.
So what you're going to do is go home, pull out the ones that you meant to bring that you didn't, and get them ready for next week.
I think I only missed one, but
so
that's okay.
And it'll be perfect. It can be shown. I got to show one with you, so you had to show one with me. Fair is fair, right?
It was planned. It was planned that way.
We are going to call it that. So make sure you have your beverage, your snack, your stitching. Get ready. You're going to be so excited.
I hope so.
And here it comes.
Here it is.
Keisha's WIP parade. Woo!
Okay, so this is the
This
is the time. Pause the video. Go get a snack. Get a drink. I'm going to take a drink of my tea.
Yeah. You notice I am not Laura today. I am what Keisha brought me so kindly.
We're Starbucks today. So it's time for my WIP parade.
Yay!
Now, there's quite a hodgepodge of things in here, and some of them I stitch a lot from PDFs, and I don't really print things out. So there will be a couple of pictures on my phone. So I'm sorry. I try to get it so that the brightness would be okay, but we'll start with the most recent things first, the ones that you have seen since I started here. This was my start for this year, Miss Mary Mac by Lottie Daw. And I love this one.
I love Lottie Daw.
And so this is where I am on that. And as Laura once pointed out, the fabric is now labeled, so I know exactly what what project this is because it says Miss Mary Mac.
That's really helpful, right?
Yes, very much so. There's going to be a lot of me moving over here and bending, but so if you lose my head, that's why.
Headless Keisha.
Headless Keisha with lots of whips. Okay, and then the next one is Christmas Calendar from Tiny Modernist.
Fine. We're getting better at this.
We're trying. We're really trying. And this is where I am on that. So I have quite a bit to go.
It's so pretty on that fabric. And is your fabric a crystal?
It's crystal. This is Crystal Zephyr from Picture This Plus. And it's a 36 count. I guess I should have said the last fabric was Sleepy Hollow from R&R and was a 30 count fabric.
And it was just laying out at Heart's Desire.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh.
And we just found it and I was like, that's perfect. I'm getting that. The next one is another one that you might remember. This is Holiday Stamp. And I got this whenever we went to Picture This Plus. It's from Mill Hill.
Such a cute little guy. And it's nearly finished.
Yeah, this is where I am on him. I've got most of the regular stitching done, and then I'll just have beads and a little bit of back stitching. So this one was going along pretty well, so I should be able to finish that pretty quickly.
Will it stay a purse project?
I kind of switched them out seasonally.
Ah, okay.
So, but I might go back and finish him because he's pretty close. And then I showed you this one last week. This is Fireflies from Mill Hill. And this might be, well, I mean, I'm kind of hoping for spring, so this might be the new purse project. But that's where I am on it. So that one's going along pretty well, too. All right. Now we're diving into the very old stash. Oh, and some kind of current stash, you know.
Oh, this is the one that I said, oh, it's so pretty. I think you need to show it before you show the pattern.
Okay, so.
Look how pretty. Look at those colors.
Right. Can you tell what this is? I bet you can't, unless you've stitched it. This is Floral Death Star from Rocking Horse Cross Stitch on Etsy. And I just love this. And I haven't worked on this one for a long time. Like, I really need to pull this out and work on it because I love it so much. But it's been in my box of WIPs for a long time because I get something new and I start working on that.
I get that.
So, but anyway, one more look at it now that you know what it is.
It looks just like a Death Star.
It does. It does. Well, you can see there's starting to be like a circle there, like an empty circle. So, anyway, that's Floral Death Star.
The colors are fabulous.
Yeah, I mean, they're really, really pretty. It's going to be the prettiest Death Star you've ever seen once it's done. And then I do not have the pattern for this because I lost it.
Yeah. So please help.
Yeah, if you have a copy of this, let me know. I will stitch it immediately and get it back to you because I'm almost done with it.
Yeah, if you're willing to part with yours for just a short time.
Right. This is Pumpkin Joe from Raise the Roof. And I am almost done with it. As you can see, I just have some to do over here. And this is my own color conversion. I just kind of picked colors that I liked. And this is Haunted from Picture This Plus. Mm-hmm. I'd say it's, what did you say? That's a 32?
I think maybe? You had the tag on it.
Or do I have the tag on it?
I thought I saw it.
Oh.
Huh? Maybe
nope,
not.
I don't have the tag on it. But
that's what I would guess.
I think it's 32. But anyway, so a fun story about this piece. I picked out the pattern and this fabric the first day I met Laura. We went to CC's. We all met up at CC's, and because she was like, "Who wants to get together and shop and go stitch?" I was like, "Well, I will."
Don't know you, but I'll show up.
Yeah. No, I watched an Addicted Sisters video to figure out who these people were, and I was like, "Oh, they don't look that creepy." So
only a little creepy.
Only a little creepy. The kind of creepy I could get behind. So anyway, I was trying to pick out a piece of fabric, and it was charted on a neutral, and I was like, I don't know that I really want to do it on a neutral, and so I kind of picked up a couple ones, and Laura was like, that one. Yeah. I was like, okay. If Laura says to do it, I'll do it. So that's the story behind that one. And then this one is one of my favorites. This is Handmaid's Tale from Wild Violet Cross Stitch. I really like this one. I just like that it's simple and it's only a couple of colors, and I picked like a pretty rough looking linen for it. And this is where I am right now.
But I love your color on it.
Yes. Yeah, and it's 666 and then blanc. So, a pretty simple one, and you can go to Wild Violet's, if you just Google Wild Violet Cross Stitch, it'll take you to her website where you can buy all sorts of great patterns, and she's a pay what you think is fair.
Oh,
so definitely pay her.
Michelle stitches several of her models for her.
Yes, yeah, and she has so many different kinds of designs, and like for every different season. It's really cool. Like I have several of her patterns in my stash that I just need to get to. Oh, this is the one that Laura said that she would show you.
Michelle, look up.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Boobies Apiary. Boobies. From Ardith Design. And once upon a time, Laura and Michelle and I were all going to do this as a stitch along.
And it started because Keisha said, "Oh, look at this cute pattern I got." And I'm like, I need to do that.
And so then I think I bought it for you for your birthday, maybe. Mm-hmm. And so we're like, okay, we're all going to do this one together because it's great. And then we all started it, and none of us have finished it.
Yeah. None of us, Michelle, none of us.
So
you're right there with us.
This is where I am right now. And this is on Applesauce from Color and Cotton. It was one of their fabrics of the month. And I just think this one is so fun. And whenever I was going through my WIPs and looking at it, I was like, I need to stitch on this one again because I love it.
I was trying to see if I have what my fabric is, but of course I don't.
That's okay. It's my WIP parade, so you weren't prepared. Yeah. Anyway.
That's my start. Woohoo! Boo. Boo. I don't even have the letters filled in. I think that for whatever reason, I was missing a floss or something. So I didn't have what was around it.
It's kind of funny because we were starting this all on the same day. We had a day picked out that we were going to start it, and I hadn't bought any of the flosses for it yet. So you see this little line of 310 up at the top? That's where I started. I did about 10 stitches, and I think I was working on the first Hildy model at that time, and so I was like, that's all you get. I started it with everyone.
So my fabric came from our garage sale at the shop. So this is 32 count dark cappuccino from R&R.
Very nice.
So, I knew I should have something down in there.
Right. Okay. The next one is the bane of my existence, and I forgot to take a picture, or I guess I
See,
Let me
it's such
go
a
through
problem.
and
You just don't even want
I didn't even want to
think
take
about
a
it,
picture
right?
of it, everyone. I'll kind of talk about it a little bit while I'm pulling it up. But anyway, this is probably the geekiest pattern that I'm working on. And I'm working on a Mario pattern, so oh gosh, I don't think I have like a cover page for this one. Anyway, to all of you millennial nerds, I'm stitching a Blue Eyes White Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh! Let me see if I can find a picture. I'm gonna Google it real quick. Sorry,
You're quick.
everyone.
It won't take long.
I did not come as prepared as I thought I did. I thought I took screenshots of all of my patterns, and then I did not. And of course, whenever I look for a Blue Eyes White Dragon, none of the images are
quite
the image that I'm doing, because I am stitching something that's not like the actual Yu-Gi-Oh card. So
was it, but it was done as a pattern, as a cross stitch pattern?
Yeah, it's done as a cross stitch pattern. And I am stitching this for my brother. Well, and now I can't even find the little search bar. Oh no. It's one of those websites where whenever you think you're down to the bottom to the search bar, it just continues to load things.
You should see all the stuff scrolling by. She's fast.
It's there's this I got it off of a website called Acctgforstitches, which has a lot of like kind of nerdy patterns. And there are a lot that are free, and then some I think you can join their Patreon and you get like Patreon exclusive patterns. But there are a lot of different video game sprites and anime characters and things like that.
It does keep looking like you're hitting the search bar.
I know. I'm like almost getting there, and then
it flashes it up, and then it teases her.
Oh, okay. I think I made it to the bottom of Sorry, everyone. Sorry.
It keeps flashing it like she's gonna get it, and then when she stops,
it's just a great big game. Okay, I found it, guys. I found
it.
All right. So sorry for that. Anyway, this is what I'm stitching. It's just a great big dragon to the uninitiated, but to the person who had to watch Yu-Gi-Oh every Saturday morning with her brother, it's a Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Look at the colors on that black.
This is my struggle project.
That is some stiff Aida, isn't it?
It is 11 count black Aida. I'm stitching with 3 strands.
Oh.
So it's just...
I feel your pain.
Yeah. So it's just taking a long time. And there are a lot of... You can kind of see... I mean, it shows up really well and looks great. But there's a lot of black... There's a lot of 310 and 939 in this. So it's just... It's kind of a pain to stitch. So... It's definitely my struggle project. Someday I'll finish it.
Your brother may be 50.
No, that's okay. He'll still like it. Yep. And then the needle minder is, I think it's Loyalty. Or maybe it's Bravery. It's from Heaven and Earth Designs. It's one of their needle minders, and that's actually a chart that you can buy. It's a Gryffindor lion.
Oh, I love that.
And they have those house crests for each house. So I'm a Hufflepuff, but
I'm a Ravenclaw.
I ordered the Hufflepuff one, and I got this Gryffindor one, and I was like, well, I'm not Gryffindor. I want the Hufflepuff one. And so I emailed customer service, and I was like, I'll send you this back, but it's not the one that I ordered. And they're like, keep it, we'll send you the right one. So
that's always awesome when they do things like that.
So Heaven and Earth has the best customer service. They're really good. Okay, the next one, also a project on black. This is a kit that I bought from Hobby Lobby, and I couldn't.
It is so cute.
I couldn't find a cover page, but it's almost done. It says "I love you," a bushel and a peck, and a hug around, and then it's gonna say the neck. So it's almost done. And this is just a kit that I bought at Hobby Lobby, and it is called Bushel and Peck. And it's from Design Works Crafts.
Now, do you know that's a song?
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
I just have to check that. And you said this is for somebody special.
Yeah, I'm stitching it for my grandma, because she always said that she loves me bushels and pecks. So, and it's just, I mean, there's not a lot of actual cross stitches on it. It's a lot of back stitching and French knots, and there'll be some beads on it. I'm not very good at French knots, so that has been a little bit of a struggle working on this. But this one's almost done. I could get this done.
Almost there.
Yeah, I could get this done in an afternoon. I just need to sit down and get it done.
That could be your focus project this week, huh?
Well, once I get the model done.
Oh, and I didn't say that during my WIPs that I did finish my model and I set it aside and I haven't mailed it.
It's okay.
So to make up for it, I sewed all of Michelle's sleeves. So I have 10 sleeves I'm sending her that are fabric she sent me to make for her.
Wow. All right, this next one, there's not a, I haven't stitched a whole lot on it, but this is In the Forest from Stitchrovia. And I like it because it's just a little bit different for Stitchrovia, you know, because usually a lot of her things are typography. Mm-hmm. And
in fact, I thought that it was a Satsuma.
Right. So this is what I have on it so far.
And it makes me want to pull out my Satsuma that I haven't even started and work on it.
Right. So, and this is just like a piece of natural linen that I bought at Hobby Lobby or Joann's or somewhere. And I'm stitching this actually as like a memorial piece for my grandpa because it seemed that little cabin in the back seemed like the kind of place where he'd want to be. So yeah.
That's sweet.
I just haven't worked on it a whole lot because it's kind of emotional. But I really do like this piece a lot.
Ooh, and now that you're pregnant, it'll be even more emotional.
Oh, yeah. That's
Everything
true.
is
That's
like that,
true.
right?
Okay, the next one is very exciting. So,
Michelle, look up.
Yeah. So, you know, Michelle, my very best friend who lives in Oregon, because I don't really know a whole lot of a bunch of people in Oregon, but she'd probably still be one of my very best friends in Oregon. When she came to
the Show Me
Retreat. Okay, I completely fangirled over Michelle. I quietly did because I didn't want to embarrass myself.
And thank goodness I warned you, right?
Right. And so we went to Cece's. We were at Cece and Company at the same time shopping, and she looked at a model on the wall and she's like, "Oh, I have to stitch that." And I had been standing looking at it being like, "Oh, I need to stitch that." But I don't usually stitch those sorts of things. And I saw her pick it up and I was looking at it and she's like, "Are you stitching that?" And I was like, "Yes." So now we're stitching it together.
And Erika Michaels did a trunk show during the Show Me Retreat. It was fabulous to see all those models.
Right. So we got to see this one in person, and that's what sold me on it. This is Aberlowney 1825 from Erika Michaels, and this is a funky pattern. Like, there's a lot of over one, there's a lot of specialty stitches. I'm just in this alphabet up here, but in some rows of the alphabet, you skip 3 strands on your linen instead of just like the regular 2, and so it's really easy to get off count. You have to pay attention to Abra when you're working on her. So and I love this. Like, I want to get back to working on this one too.
Let me pull down.
Sure.
There we go.
So that's Abra, where she's at so far.
The colors are so great.
And the colors are actually a color conversion that Michelle did. She just picked things that she had in her stash that she thought would work well. And she sent me the color conversion. I'm like, of course I'm going to do the Michelle color conversion so that we have twin pieces.
And then didn't Michelle trade with some people to get
the
floss that she needed?
The white floss is actually Betsy floss from Color and Cotton, and it was a limited edition, and she put the call out on Instagram to trade some of the floss, and people gave her some floss so that we could both stitch it together.
That's awesome.
So
yours will be twins.
Yes. Hers is I think she's doing hers on Weeks Cocoa, and I forget the dyer. This is Dirty. Like, it's in the color Dirty, and I can't remember.
Dirty Linen.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember who does that.
It may just be like a Witchold or a...
It could be.
It's not Zweigert. Well, I can't see your selvages, so...
But anyway.
Because you don't have... Yeah, no. Well, yeah, it's a Zweigert because there's orange through there.
Okay. So it's Zweigert Dirty.
Do you guys know this? Look at this. Can you see the orange through this? That means that it's Zweigert.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. I didn't know that. So, but anyway, mine's on a 32 count, and I think she's doing hers on a 36. So, but anyway, that's Abra.
And if you didn't watch Michelle's WIP parade. You should go back and watch it because you'll get to see a couple of these things that the two of you have in common, because they decided that they are basically the same person.
We did. I mean, it's just facts. We are basically the same person. So anyway, that's Abra. And that is one of my very favorite WIPs, so I need to get back to working on that. It also, Michelle, just so you know, it lives in a Hufflepuff sleeve from Love You More. Oh, yeah. And that was one you gave me. It's like the mate to Katie's.
Yes.
But I'm using that Hufflepuff sleeve because Michelle and I are both Hufflepuffs.
It's one of our snuggles. So it's lovely. I just love it. It's a flannel. And we don't do a ton of flannels, but that was just so fun. Right. Katie loved it.
Okay, the next one is a Hogwarts Crest.
We didn't count while you went through.
We haven't. Maybe I don't want to know how many I have. But this is the Hogwarts Crest, and it just looks like a Hogwarts Crest. I didn't pull up a picture of it, so I'm sorry. But you can get this on leakycauldron.net. It's a free pattern. So that's what I have done so far. I have the H in the middle, and then the badger, because I'm a Hufflepuff, so I stitched that first.
And what did you tell me about it? You started this.
So I was in Magical Stitches last year, and I was going to stitch on this for, a lot of the Harry Potter prompts and whenever I was watching the Harry Potter movies. But that's only as far as I got. It's a lot of stitching.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of stitching. There's a lot of 310 in there. So,
it's funny. One of my friends was telling me, "Oh, I've stitched over 8,000 stitches since the beginning of the year," and I'm like, I don't have any idea how many stitches I've done now.
Because we're both not really doing Magical Stitches this year. We're just kind of working on what we want to work on. And
it inspired me last year, but I think it gave me it gave me my momentum back, and I don't need the push anymore, and I'd rather work on what I want to work on.
Right. I just got kind of burnt out in the middle of the year working on those things, but I know that some people just love that, and I really enjoyed it.
It was great, and to figure things out and to make them fit and to work on it was fun. But I am at that point now where I'm motivated. I'm ready to go, and I want to work on things.
Right.
And I don't want to make it fit with anything else, and I don't want to count. Right. I just want to stitch.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite part of it was just the community, because you meet, so many of our friends were doing it too, so we talk about it, and so that was one of the best parts of it, was just the community aspect.
And I think we got to know a lot more about each other because we were helping each other plan.
Right.
So Keisha was hand holding me, let's just put it bluntly, and was helping me get all of my pieces fit in. Right. And the funny thing is, Keisha's the same age as my daughter, Katie. And she has the same kind of freaky memory that Katie does, that we would be sitting there. I would not have things with me, and Keisha would say, well, you have that one piece that has this and this and this. And I'd be like, yeah. Because that's what Katie does to me. So.
Okay, now I'm going to show you. Laura's excited about this one. And I need to get back to working on it. This is a quick stitch Hade. It is Flying Pink Piggy, another one that I'm stitching for my grandma because she collects pigs, and the original artist for this piece of artwork is Lisa Victoria, but it was charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and it's a quick stitch, laughingly a quick stitch.
Yeah,
I mean, in that it's not 40 pages.
How many stitches do you have in so far? Because I know you were counting.
Oh man, I don't even know how many. I'd have to look and see, because I know that I was keeping track of it, but it's let's see if I can pull it up quickly at all. But anyway, I'll show you this while it's pulling up my
And she has all her park threads.
Yeah, I have a lot of parked threads. I'm stitching this on a diagonal, which just basically means I cut the columns in half diagonally and are stitching it that way.
I remember when you got to the face and we were so excited.
Yes.
I remember when you got to the wings and we started seeing pink instead of all the blue.
Right. Yeah, because that blue. Oh man, I'm very acquainted with 995.
And you made most of that progress earlier in the year.
Yeah, I didn't really work on this the second half of the year. And the right hand side, that is actually the corner. So I'm to the corner on across the top, but I still have a little bit going down. I have done 15,114 stitches on this so far, and I'm probably about a third of the way through it.
So, okay, and what count are you doing this on?
This is on 25 count. It's just a piece of linen that I picked up at Hobby Lobby.
And it really is small for a Haid, but I mean, when you're figuring that's
right
as wide as it is,
right.
and what did you tell me? How much farther down do you think it's going to come?
I think it's probably going to be like about here.
So see, it's not going to look really huge.
It's going to be like an 8 by 11 sort of piece. Like it's not going to be, those like couple feet long ones, which I also have one of those. I did not bring it because I'm not allowed to work on it until I'm finished with this one.
This is just mind blowing to me, though.
It's so cool. Haids are just, it's a different sort of thing to stitch, to watch the things, kind of come together, and you're stitching, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, that looks like something. So
I do remember being at Panera and thinking, I think that's pink. I think she's getting to pink.
Right. So it's a lot of fun. I was getting at least 1,000 stitches a week on it, and it was too much. It got to be too much.
You were getting 1,000 stitches and doing homework,
right,
and trying to make that work too.
Yeah. So it just became too much, and I got kind of burnt out. But I will. I need to finish it this year. Guys, if you don't see it at least once a month, please be like, Keisha, where's the pig? We want to see the pig.
You said maybe you're going to do it on Friday, on Full Coverage Friday.
Right.
See, I was thinking, we could do our Boobies and call it Fall Friday, but that doesn't work.
No, but we could do it. Oh, you're doing samplers on Saturday. I was going to say we could do it for our... We'll figure it out, Laura. We'll figure it out.
I may do mine on Friday and you can do yours on Saturday.
Okay,
how about that?
Sounds good.
Stitch along Saturday, is that what you're thinking? Oh, okay. Well, I could put part of my time into it.
Right. Oh, we'll figure it out. It'll get done eventually.
I just want some things done.
And now, this isn't my oldest WIP, but it's one of my oldest WIPs.
It's adorable.
This is Moonlittreaters from Mill Hill. As you know, I love a Mill Hill kit. Look at this little button. I don't know if you can really see it, but it's a cat that says meow, or it says boo.
Really?
He's cute. And that's just the button.
Oh, that's cute. The boo is the button, or
no,
the whole thing?
The whole thing.
Okay.
The cat and the boo. Okay, so this is where I am on it. Put this behind it because you can't really see very well.
Isn't that cute?
So I'm making pretty good progress on it. I just haven't worked on it in a while.
Did you start it this last year?
No, I started it a few years ago. I think I actually...
Is it a Mania piece?
I think I bought this one the day I met you also.
Well, that's what I was wondering, because I was remembering it, but...
So, it's one that I've had for a while. I just haven't really worked on it because I have a lot of other things that I've been working on, and then I work on, new things, and...
See, come meet me. You'll buy new things.
Okay, this next one, I started in August. I got this for my birthday from my grandma. And this,
so cute.
This is Colorful Cow. It's an artiste kit from Hobby Lobby, and I just love this cow. Like, I'm not even into cows. I just think this one's cute.
It's like me and the hippo, or me and the turtles.
Right? Isn't it funny, the things that just kind of grab your attention?
But I love the colors on this.
I love it too. So I'm not super far. I'm working on the nose.
And it's so funny because I think, does it look like that? But it does. You can see it.
Yeah. So that's the nose. It's a lot of fun because it's just a bunch of great big blocks of color. And it's on.
Oh, so it stitches decently.
The only complaint I have is artiste floss isn't my favorite.
Oh,
and so it's
not. Did they give you a conversion?
No. I mean, I'm sure I could find a conversion, but it's the kit, and I don't love wasting things. So usually, if I get a kit and it doesn't bother me too much, I'll use the kit Ada and I'll use the kit floss. But I don't know, it's just not my favorite. It's a little bit thinner, so it's kind of an adjustment whenever I'm working with it. And you have to really make sure that you railroad your stitches.
Something I was looking at the other day calls for all Sullivans, and I like Sullivans. But, that would mean a trip to Picture This Plus.
Oh, yeah.
So, darn the bad luck.
Don't like going to Picture This Plus.
Wait, here we go. I'm twisting your arm.
I was like, what are you doing?
I don't know whether I'll get her in the car with me again. It rained the whole time. Well,
just look...
No, that wasn't the rainy day.
No, Hearts was the rainy day.
Yes.
It's I'm not hard to convince, as I've told you several times. All right, this is another Mill Hill, and I didn't take it out of the package because the package is all taped up and it was kind of hard. Yeah. But anyway, this is Cozy Feet.
Oh, that's so cute.
I love it. And then this is where I am on it. I've got one pair of socks almost all the way in.
Look at that.
So I really like this one a lot. I need to get back. I need to start.
I need to get back to it. That's what I say. Yeah.
But I really liked this one. This one I bought because I was like, I kind of want a wintry piece that's not especially Christmassy. So
that's cute.
That's what I ended up with. And you can buy a lot of those Mill Hill kits on Amazon, and they're not that expensive. And so that's where I buy a lot of those. If you know. Okay, this one.
Ooh, don't tip over.
I have a very precarious pile going on now. This one is probably my oldest one.
And you've shown us the picture for this.
Yeah. And I've shown this one to you guys before.
But you've made good progress since you showed it.
So this is Mario 3 World 1. I got this off of Sprite Stitch. I keep forgetting to tell you, this needle minder is from our friend Laura Rodriguez at Flying Frog Stitchery. It's very cute. But anyway, this is probably my oldest WIP.
I'm going to make a note and make sure I write her down.
Okay. But yeah, I love this one. It's a really good, I don't know, whenever I just want to stitch something easy, I kind of pull this one out because there's a lot of filling in. Like you can see a lot of this, like it's just solid tan in some places. So that's that one. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there.
I feel like you filled in quite a bit since you showed us that
Yeah,
one.
I've done a little bit of filling in since. Okay.
Oh, this is so sweet.
I need to work on this one again. I think I started this in April and I only worked on it for a couple of days and then I didn't pull it back out. This is Singing in the Rain from Madame Chantilly. And look at how cute that hen is wearing rain boots. She's got a little umbrella for her chicks. I just love this one. I just love it. And I'm not very far. I have the umbrella that goes over the chicks. And it's not even done. And then, I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of this fabric, but it's another color and cotton fabric of the month. But I liked it because it looked a little bit stormy.
Yeah, and see, again, they use Swigert.
Nice. So anyway, that's
things
that one.
You know now.
Right.
Huh?
We stay here for all the good tips that Laura gives us. But anyway, I need to get back to this one. As I've said about all of them, because I mean, it's
a drinking game. We should have announced it at the beginning.
Rewind.
Keisha can't drink, so you guys drink for it.
Please.
Lots of juice.
Right, lots and lots of juice. Okay, and this is also one that my pile's falling over. Please hold. Well, it's gonna fall into your fabric, which is better than falling onto the floor.
There you go.
Okay, this is what I've shown you before. This is Mama McBruin and Luke from Stony Creek. This is the one I'm stitching for my mom. That's also one that I want to finish sometime this year because I just need to get it to her. I'm pretty close to done with it too. I just need to kind of kick it into gear and go because I have at the bottom of the skirt and then her paws at the bottom and then I just have the back stitching.
Goodness.
So.
I remember that when we were still doing magical stitches, there was a prompt where we needed a bunch of back stitching. Mm-hmm. And I had told you, just bring that and I'll do all my back stitching at Panera. And I don't think we did that week. But
anyway.
That's about the time the wheels fell off our...
Right. So that's that one. And then, hey, we've gotten to the end. I didn't pull out a picture for this. I think this is one that most of you have probably seen.
Oh, I love this.
But I didn't have a good cover picture because it's in parts. This is Quotes to Live By from Stitchrovia. I love Stitchrovia. Anyway, I'm not through with the first part of it yet. I have the first quote in there, so you can see. And then I've got to get this big thing, because it says Quotes to Live By, and then it's all filled in. So I need to get
like, you fill in the whole background. It's pink or something, right?
It's pink. And so I just need to work on that. And then
I love
get
that
going
one.
on the rest of it. I do too.
That's one I should have gotten.
I think Emma Congdon is magic because just look at the words and just the backstitch around it, and it's 2 different colors of pink in there. It's just, I think she's magic. I'm convinced that she's magic. So anyway, thanks for sticking around. That's the end of the WIP parade.
Woo! That was cool.